Ladies and gentlemen, this is a super red alert situation we've got going on, specifically for Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, parts of the Ohio Valley, and parts of the West Coast. The West, shall we say, because right now things are pulsing up and exploding. We have multiple areas. So you've got the storm coming down here with a lot of tornadoes and such. You've got these storms exploding over here with severe weather and such. And then you've got these storms over here exploding. And then you've got the storms over here. And this one is super fascinating because you had the heat wave pulsing through. And then when the sun goes down, that's when all the moisture shoots up. And then, hey, this kind of looks like a face. Look at that. See, there's his nose. And is that like one eye? It's a cyclops looking at Wahaxu. Someone told me I could pronounce it, although me drawing on him didn't make it any better. So yeah, it is a very serious and dangerous and weird kind of situation. And I gotta tell you ahead of time, A, I'm in a good mood, and B, I am on the late shift for you, so I'm gonna be super laid back and might even try to make jokes, but at nobody's expense and without disrespect to anybody. That's just the style that I do, and that is how we do it. So I do hope you're cool with that. But yeah, we got a lot going on. And thank you very much to everybody in Asteroid Fight Club. You guys have been spectacular. And I'm so grateful. All y'all's love and support. Because you guys allow me to make videos about the stuff that fascinates me. And as Planetary Defense Commander, I have responsibility to put out really good information often, all the time, consistently. So we've been tracking this storm since like the 31st of last month. The good news is it did not develop as a hurricane because it's been getting hit with a lot of dry air and wind shear. Look at that. Did you see that angle in there? That's pretty cool, dude. It's like a right angle. You see the triangle in there? Now, there are debates on the YouTubes. Oh, I get it. Where, people are like, they're messing with the weather. And I'm like, yeah, they are. But the people are like, they're doing it for evil purposes. And I'm like, nah, dude, I think there are some good guys that have been messing with the weather since 2019 and doing what they can to prevent major hurricane escalation. And so I super appreciate that on every level. I love good defense, man. And I do. It's my thing. Okay. So just please bear with me. I've been like in a good mood almost the whole month, and it's really a weird adjustment. And yes, I recognize there's a lot of really crappy crap going on, and the pandemic is still rolling across the world, hitting different places in different parts. And there's a lot of injustice around. But I'm still super grateful for all the goodness that is still in this world. And to be honest, and from my perspective, God has always been super great to me. But let me and Brady emphasize this enough tonight. Please, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, tornado weather from potential tropical cyclone Claudette, although I don't think it ever got named. But there are a lot of areas to watch onshore and offshore for possible tropical spin-ups. And it's the middle of the night, which makes this dangerous. Make sure friends and family along the Gulf Coast in this region don't have their phones turned off and have a way to get alerts. And so we have been stressing the two major dangers from the storm would be tornadoes and heavy rainfall. And so we're tracking that, and it will create pretty dangerous situations. Super shout out to Megan. Thank you, Asteroid Fight Club. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, but this is for those who have been following Asteroid Fight Club for a while and THORnews, like having 3 danger spots on this map is pretty freaking rare. Like, that's super rare, dude. And so I've been talking about this period. No matter what, you've got the major heat wave. And when you get, Earth is like a giant living creature. And it's just like when you get a fever and then you start to sweat a lot, it seems like, the core of our planet is like a little star. And so there's been a lot happening, man. And so the core of our planet is like a little star. And as it heats up, and cools down, so does the weather. And so apparently there's a lot of magma and lava stuff happening across the planet. As the Earth is changing and the whole solar system is changing, the sun is changing, it's like we're all leveling up and evolving. And the plutocracy has everybody else arguing about the semantics of capitalism, communism, and socialism, when like all the isms went away in the digital world in 1999, when like the AI thingy, we went like digital, like, so we live in crazy freaking days, dude. And I just want to say again, I want to remind you that like 99% of the truther community spent all of 2020 telling everyone the virus was a hoax and or no worse than the flu, when all the data so far has proven otherwise, and this problem has not gone away, and it will not go away 100% this year. So I'm just doing the very best I can as your planetary defense commander. And so, we're tracking a lot of things. This is a late night episode. And so, as I said, when Jupiter entered Pisces with Neptune on the 13th of May, you would see a lot of heavy rains, and this setup will continue to almost the end of July. And then Saturn was alone with Aquarius, so we would see cryptocurrency, like it would just have to deal with Saturn, bro. And Saturn is like karma, and so cryptocurrency's karma, it would be an interesting situation. And then Pluto is still in Capricorn, so the next 2.5 years of that, the whole plutocracy working out the economy and the people, it's going to be quite an interesting super group of events. And so I told everybody, hey, man, I'm pretty sure that cryptocurrency is kind of going to get its ass kicked around May 13th. And technically, it super started like 1 week before, right? It peaked at Elon Musk's Saturday Night Live episode. And I told everyone that would be the time to sell, pretty much. And then, yeah, since then, like we saw Doggy Coin go from 72 cents to it is now at 29 cents, dude. So that's just been a whole interesting event. And remember, crypto didn't really explode until like right after January 20th, or the election. So things are just crazy, dude. And I'm pointing it all out, and I did pretty well. And now there's 666 billion invested in Bitcoin at the moment market cap. And at some point in time, it got to like 1.1 trillion market cap. But they got like 60 trillion in the Cayman Islands, so it's all very subjective, and inflation surges, though gold and silver, the inflation bets traditionally got their hat handed to them like 2 days ago. I think they went down like 10% or something. What was I talking about? So yeah, we still got like 6 weeks left of Jupiter and Neptune and Pisces conditions with, Aquarius and Saturn duking it out. I talked about all this in 2020, where it was like, man, whatever you're doing in 2020 with the whole Saturn and Jupiter conjunction in Capricorn before they went into Aquarius, like, you better be being cool and being honest and straightening up, because major changes are coming. I said that like all year. Anyway, so, the flood, you're going to get floods up here. Like, the more heat we get over here, the more floods we're going to be getting over here. Does that make sense? Like, and so, kind of like the Cajun Navy came and super helped out Texas when Harvey hit us. And so more and more Americans are going to need to adopt a Cajun Navy attitude towards all other states and all other Americans over the next year or two, because Jupiter's going to retrograde back into Aquarius. But then in December, Jupiter's going to go back into Pisces. And so you'll do like 6 months of Jupiter and Neptune. So 2022 is going to be kind of like the same setup. Crypto is going to get hit hard, and there's going to be a lot of floods. Like we have that information ahead of time, pretty much. And as a Norse Jedi Christian, like when people say planets don't affect anything, I'm like, dude, Jupiter and Saturn and Mars and Venus, like they're big and they're in the sky and they've been there before you were born and they'll be there after you die. So the whole grand scheme of things, I would say that these planets somehow have more power and influence than your cell phone. But I know that's revolutionary to talk about or whatever. Yeah, Jesus Christ is still my number one superhero. So don't get your non-gender underwear garments in a wad of anger. But some people are just going to be losing their mind. If you stay focused on the negative all the time, well, then that's what you'll probably manifest. But so, I recommend staying cool, being cool, having a sense of humor, and appreciating all the greatness God has given us on every level, and not fighting over the semantics of which, because like all the three, you have capitalism, communism, and socialism. And so you have three main structures that everybody's born into wherever they were geographically. And then each one of those has their own religion. It's like three Abrahamic religions. And then they all have their own money. It's a weird deal, dude. And I'm just saying, try not to get hung up on all the semantics of. Just try to be cool, man, and appreciate all the goodness that is still in the world. Yeah, see how the two storms are then getting combined? So this is an event. Like the event is just now underway. That this storm, there's going to be a lot of floodiness for a lot of people in these two areas combined with some severe weather. One of the cool things about THORnews is you never know what I'm going to talk about. But one of the, I guess, uncool things for some people is you never know what I'm talking about. So sometimes I may say things where you're like, I totally disagree. I'm never talking to you again. And whenever I think about you, I think bad thoughts. I'm like, well, dude, okay. I don't know. What's it talking about? Yeah. And then at some point in time, Africa's going to start firing off waves at the islands in America. And, I don't want to be kind of a downer, but like for couple of years, I warned everybody about 2020, and especially all of 2019, I warned about 2020. And so we kind of have another situation like that this winter. So we got another giant boss fight this winter. We know it's coming. We don't necessarily know what boss we'll be facing. So it's just better to get the team ready, get your friends, family ready, your animal, and you mentally prepared. Someone the other day said to me, how have you handled the last 2 years so well? And I was like, well, I've been mentally preparing for all this since I started Asteroid Fight Club. Yeah. Haven't been a whole lot of surprises. Okay. It is interesting that they're firing up rockets and satellites pretty much weekly, daily now. That shit used to be rare. A lot's happening in the upper atmosphere, space, low atmosphere, probably even beyond. That's a lot of fog in Texas. And these 2 points will converge. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of moisture happening, man. And so, yeah, let's watch out for it all. And also, Cranky Weather Guy, if you're out there, you're listening, I miss you. We miss you. It'd be great if you could come back. There's our triangle again. That is so awesome. You don't have to agree. But as Planetary Defense Commander, I enjoy good defense. That is awesome. It's like they took a big chunk out of it. All right. Are we cool? Is everything cool? I hope so. All right. So there is a lot happening. I will do my best to keep you guys updated and informed. Cool. It's a pretty spectacular situation. Definitely be ready. But definitely the next 72 hours should be interestinger. Did I say that properly? Hey, thank you again to Astro Fight Club. You guys are amazing. I'm now to within $49 of my June 2021 fundraiser. I definitely wanted to finish that up before the next month starts. But thank you to Megan, Caroline, the artist, David Fountains by Design, Rachel, Darlene, Nancy, Catherine, Rhonda, Barbara, Molly, Al, Benjamin, the Texas Angel, JL, Timothy, Andrea, Alexis, Lauren, Richard, Arnica, Glenda, Scott, Lightsoul, Dan, Marlita, Daryl, Brian, Max, KJ, Ann, Andrea, Juan, Melissa, Captain Late Night, Unknown, Jocelyn, Melissa, Angel, Charles, Randy, and everybody out there who's said prayers for my buddy Mike. Send prayers to Mikey T. He's having surgery this weekend. Any good thoughts and healing sent his way would be greatly appreciated. And thank you to Mike for being a super cool dude and part of Astro Fight Club. Yeah, I'll be watching the water spouts. So will Brady. He's always great to follow during moments like this. Brady BG Weather. And you know, it's really cool and kind of weird that some of y'all have been following me for 8 years, 7 years, 6 years, 5 years. Like, you've been here through all this. You know, I doubt you watched every video, but still, the fact that you know, even you checked in once a month, it's been quite a journey, you know. And no, I don't think the world is going to end. And yes, I do think better days are ahead. But the next 2 or 3 years are going to be crazy as we take big steps into the future as a civilization. And hopefully one day we can all have a big beer and cheese party. All right, keep your cool. And get ready for the big summer solstice coming on Sunday. God bless everyone. Y'all have a good night. Talk to y'all soon.